Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Shaking the Damn Table. This is episode 19. I am your host, John, today, with my usual co-host, Miss Amyna, Mr. David,
What up?
and we got a very, very, very special guest to me today. Most beautiful guest we've ever had. My girlfriend, Miss Jhane Shephard-Howard.
Shephard-Howard.
Okay.
Long name.
Yeah, I didn't know which one you wanted to go about. Sorry. So show us what you do. Shout out your social media.
Oh yeah. My name is Jhane. My personal Instagram is plain_Jhane, Jhane. And then I also am a hairstylist, so you can follow my hair Instagram at Jhane, at JHANAENAE.
I'll let her. But yeah, she the bomb at what she do. Check her out, follow her. I guess we will go ahead and get started with the move of the week. That's you, David.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, our good friends, the Kickback Podcast, they have a series of events they hold. And they got No Cigarettes 3 coming up soon. This will be July 20th, so the next Saturday, from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. And, it's their event where they just have local artists perform and, they, like vibes like that. Really just music focused. So I don't see anything about the tickets yet, but it's on Facebook. So No Cigarettes 3, third annual. It just says performances and vendors. So if you're looking for like good music on one of those nights, definitely check them out.
Y'all know the Kickback, man. They always lit, and everything they do is pretty much fire. So it's always a dope vibe, good energy. So definitely hit them up, check that out. Shout out y'all. Yeah, shout out them. We'll get the business of the week, Miss Amyna.
Alright, so my church member actually, he recently quit his job and started a new business. It's called Flickatorist.
Uh-oh.
And I had some Adidas that I got, and I was walking home one day and it got really, really muddy. I'll show y'all the before pictures. But this is the after. I couldn't even get the shoe guy to fix it. So.
Sneakerheads will make you cringe.
But he does a real good job at cleaning shoes. He does sneakers, like heels, suede shoes, like any kind of cloth or pattern and stuff. So he can just clean it or make it look brand new. I think he even does some custom stuff to some shoes and everything too. But yeah, y'all should check him out. I don't know what his Instagram is, but on Facebook his name is Dan Bonner, so y'all can go follow him on there and just shoot him a message, and his prices are pretty good. That was only $25. So.
Okay, that's what's up.
Hey, let's talk, man.
Yeah, definitely. For
Probably
real.
link up.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get to the trivia.
Not ready.
I kind of have some reasons that I'm asking these questions, but I'll tell y'all what the main theme of the topic that I chose at the very end of everything. If it makes sense, I think. I'm going to try to connect it. I tried to be deep. It may not make sense. We're going to see.
So I'm over here.
All right, so my first trivia question is SpongeBob, David.
Yes.
David, you got the show too.
Finally, my time.
SpongeBob. All right, so what does Patrick give SpongeBob for Valentine's Day? A smashed rock. B, an actual Valentine. C, a hug. D, a handshake. Are you true? Are you true? SpongeBob fan.
Here's the thing. I don't watch SpongeBob like I used to.
I didn't say every line.
Just say the answer.
Alright. What does Patrick give SpongeBob for Valentine's Day? A smashed rock. B, an actual Valentine. C, a hug. D, a handshake.
Knowing Patrick could be anyone.
I know,
Right.
where's the logic?
I'm just gonna guess.
Alright. Reveal on 3. 1, 2, 3. I got a D, and I got a B. You are all wrong.
Whoa!
It is a smashed rock.
That's what I was thinking. Is it with the little clover on the inside of the box?
Yes.
Oh, I
I
knew
heard
it.
the episode now. It's coming
There
back.
we go.
I'm about to go back and watch it now.
And the thing is, I'm not the crazy SpongeBob fan. Y'all are. Alright, but these are all kind of tough, could be tricky questions. So. Question 2. It's a math question.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh wow.
I lost it.
Alright, listen very, very carefully, okay? What is 9 times 9 times 1 times 1 minus 1?
80.
Come on now.
Pim dies.
One more time. Or yeah, I'm gonna say it one more time. What is 9 times 9 times 1 times 1 minus 1? Here are your answer choices. A, 80. B, 81. C, 1. D, 810.
Well, I'll be so mad at these questions, bro.
This
God.
one wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be a word.
Y'all need it one more time, or you need answer choices, or
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm good.
you want?
I'm
Okay.
good.
1, 2, 3, reveal. All right, there we go. 80. Good job.
I just
I say it out loud. I'm sorry, I ruined it.
Thanks to that.
All right, last question. In the show The Simpsons,
Okay.
what part of the opening credits is always different?
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, I know it.
Yeah.
A, Marge checking out at the grocery store. B, Homer driving the car. C, the family sitting on the couch. D, Bart riding his skateboard. Y'all know it?
Yep.
Run it back.
A, Marge checking out at the grocery store. B, Homer driving the car. C, the family sitting on the couch. Bart riding his skateboard. Which part's changed every time? 1, 2, 3, yeah. They got it right. It was.
I was holding C, bro. I swear I was holding C.
Y'all so happy.
Bruh.
I'm gonna say the chalkboard, because that's how it's.
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking too. That's how
Yeah, he does.
That does change.
Because he writes what he says.
Oh, a good thing I didn't, because it would have been 2 answers.
Oh yeah, go.
I was waiting to hear that.
Yeah, but I always used to wait to watch like what they did on the couch.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait for
That's
it.
smart.
Yeah, they said that it's all different.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that.
Shout out to that. Okay.
Is that it, or is there more?
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Oh.
Oh, I guess. Well, y'all tied, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ladies won today, so y'all can take on the
No,
show.
got it right. Bro, I swear, bro.
The camera show. We have it on tape.
Hey, why would I cap, bro? I glanced at it and I was just like, I said, bro, I swear, I was just surprised.
I saw it. Yeah, you was just surprised.
Man, see how they do your own, man, your own.
Y'all can rewind the video right now just to see.
I've been since day one, man.
All right, so for this topic, my topic today, I'm gonna just ask you some questions. They're gonna seem kind of random, maybe, but I'm gonna reveal how they kind of connect at the end. Okay.
Cool.
So my first question is, I kind of want you to think back. Think back, okay? What was your favorite cartoon as a kid, and why? Try to think of like really why that cartoon was special to you, why you liked it.
Well, in the plethora of cartoons I watched back then, I mean, standout that comes to mind is definitely SpongeBob. Like, like I can still quote that thoroughly today.
Yeah.
Like basically all episodes, and like I guess, and then why it was. I mean, it was just like, I don't know. It was really well written.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that's what I thought when I was younger, but I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was ahead of my time, bro. Nah, but it was like, I mean, like I said, it was just really entertaining, engaging, just good character, good like quality characters. That's important for like shows, like so.
Yeah.
I guess my favorite, what came to mind when you first asked, was like the Proud Family.
Yeah.
I love the Proud Family. I would
Yes.
still like sometimes in my free time will go back and watch old Proud Family episodes.
Yeah.
I think I liked it. Like Penny was just so much like herself. That every character had their character, and you knew and you loved each character for that. And like, I don't know, I guess I could relate to her too, because she was like, a black girl with like, I also was her, I was always her, and I had a best friend, her name was Donna, and she was also like a white girl with red hair. And so I was like, oh look, it's us, like it was always us. But I used to get so mad when people would call me Jhane though, because I was like, because my name's Jhane, I was like, no.
It's a very interesting story. I've heard.
I can't believe I almost forgot about the Proud Family.
Yeah.
Definitely one of them. I don't know. first thing that really came to my mind was like Rugrats and Hey Arnold.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know why. I mean, like, just as a kid, it was like, when you watch it like older now, like you see so many of the like older stuff or whatever in it, but as a kid, it still felt like so relatable. So it was just, I don't know, like cool understandings of like friendships and like just going through life and shit. So.
Mine was Rugrats too. He took mine.
It's classic.
Yeah.
And then the movies, Rugrats and Carrots, and I don't know, it was just like you said, it was a well written show. The characters was just. I love Tommy. Tommy was freaking. He was just the cool, brave kid. You know, wanted to be like Tommy. You know,
little Susie.
It's different. She embraced it. Yeah.
Rugrats, man.
You better bring her Rugrats.
What's some other cartoons? It was like.
I mean, I used to watch a lot of different
Tons,
stuff. Like,
man.
the stuff on Disney Channel, like Weekenders and like.
Yes. What was that show? I don't know if y'all watched it. It was on Cartoon Network, and it was like 5 teenagers, and they were like in the mall.
You talking about 16?
Yeah, 16. That was so good. We must be talking about all of
Me and David was looking
I said Kid Next Door.
Well, that was.
I love Conan Kid Next Door too.
Middle school, like that came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Courage.
Y'all know one of the
Courage
most
is sick.
Rocket Power, bro.
Yes.
The most underrated one is Tom and Jerry, bro.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry's a classic.
Love Tom and
Yeah.
Jerry, bro. It's no words.
I have to be honest, I didn't get Tom and Jerry for a long time. I was like, this is so stupid. They're not talking. This is
Bro, he could never catch him.
Made it so.
Jerry was so clever, bro. Like, I think Jerry was the mouse, right?
Yes, Animaniacs.
Oh, I really like Animaniacs.
Did y'all watch any of like the PBS cartoons that used to come on?
Like
Like
Miguel.
yeah, Maya and Miguel or Arthur.
I watched Arthur.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did y'all watch Cyber Chase?
Yes, Cyber Chase. That was fun.
That show was me.
We had cable at one point.
I didn't have cable, so that's all I
I
watched.
watched it every day.
Okay. So I'll get into my next question. Yes. I hope this don't go back too quick.
know.
Let's see. What was your favorite subject in school?
Recess.
Are we like elementary school or
Let's go to
like?
grade school.
Okay.
Grade school.
Grade school, and then we'll go like high school.
Oh, grade school is cool.
Best and least or just best?
No, look. None of y'all have like an overall subject that you like, just like math. So.
I don't like the way people teach stuff, so I didn't like a lot of things that were taught.
Yeah, like the only hope was
I just don't like subjects.
I didn't like school. I really didn't.
No one ever tell you though. I feel you. I didn't either.
Overwhelmingly, I will say I think history when I was in like elementary school and stuff, I hated. Like I didn't. It was so boring. Like I don't care about the Battle of San Jacinto. I don't care about any of that. So it just get on my nerves.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't like. I remember one time I used to fall asleep all the time whenever it would go through and like read paragraph by paragraph in the textbook. I was out. I hated history.
History was a bad one.
Yeah.
It was
That's
rough.
Boring. And I can't tell you nothing. None of that stuff that happened, I couldn't tell you.
Bro, none of it.
Nothing.
That's why I didn't stick. Like
Yeah.
relevant.
Don't care.
It was the Battle of 1812.
Right?
They drew it that night. It was like all the definition of words.
Stuff. My favorite subject was math, though. I was always good at math. Up until geometry, and then shit changed. I don't know what happened. I was like,
oh, wait, hold on. Math no more.
I like algebra, variables, letters, and numbers. I don't know what these shapes and
Once algebra came into the equation, I was out. Like
Really?
I used to be ahead. Well, I did algebra 1. I did AP algebra 1. I did AP geometry. I did AP algebra 3 is what took me out. I was like, I don't know. Because at that point, I was actually taking 2 math classes. My sophomore year, I was taking regular geom, I should say, and then AP algebra 3 or algebra 2, excuse me. And once that, I was like, I don't get math anymore, and I never got it. After that, I was out. I could not math.
I took AP Lit.
More difficult.
Yeah.
AP Lit, AP Lit was cool.
Yeah, I think reading would probably be one of my favorite subjects out of school. I didn't like the grammar part of English.
Nope, I still suck at it.
Oh, I actually like the grammar. I was good at
I like
grammar.
to an extent.
I wasn't bad at it. I just didn't care.
I only liked it when we would like. Did y'all ever pure grade like papers. That was the only time I would mark up your papers all the time.
I try to be nice.
Bro, I was cool.
No, you didn't mean to do this.
Bro, I was cool. I said, bro, you did a great job. Trying to look out for the homies, bro.
If we was friends, I would.
I was like, whoever.
If I like you, I would.
My nigga, no.
Minus 15.
I was just thinking God's grace, bro. Earlier, I was like, hey, let me just go and bless the person real quick. Hopefully they bless me too, bro. That's all.
I hated all science though. Chemistry, biology.
Chemistry, I had got
chemistry.
into that a little bit. Yeah. I just didn't like any of the questions in science because I was always like, so why does this happen? Like, I don't get it still. What is a cell bit?
Right. Why do the cells separate? What is mitosis? Like,
Who figured this out? Why did you figure this out? How did you figure this out?
You know what's crazy about school? I was always thinking like, look, I'm not going to school to be a scientist. I'm nothing about scientists. I do not care. I don't care about history. I like math, I'm good at it, but I don't care about it. Only subject I did good, class I did good was band. I was
I'd say music was
bro,
probably
music,
like,
bro.
But
That's all
even then, I hated
did.
how they taught it. So I used to be over there singing songs and like writing music with my friends, and I would.
Yeah, at least you found like your creative escape through that, and I'm glad. Thank God for band, because the rest of that, I didn't give up about.
That's why I'm curious about Montessori school. Sorry,
Yeah.
when you talked about like you don't like the way that they teach. Like Montessori schools, you're able to sit on the floor. You have a little bit more freedom. If you're sketching, if you're drawing, like. It's okay to do that sort of thing. I think that's really cool. That's important. But sorry.
I think the school that I went to for like a year when I was in Buffalo was a Montessori school, but then I went back to my other one because everybody I knew was there. But that didn't work out either. So.
You could have enjoyed music more if you could have been able to do, what you wanted to do.
Yeah, there was, as far as like classes that had a chance to like me to even like for real, it was always like an elective type thing because you could kind of like personalize it more based to you. You know what I'm saying? Versus like that standard curriculum we had to learn or whatever. So like, yeah, I liked like computer technology, where we like used to like build robots and like that. That stuff was kind of cool back then when I did that. And art was probably the most expressive, like you know what I'm saying, electives. But I was terrible, but it was just like at least I'm doing this ununiform class. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it felt free in a way. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, then like economics or family consumer science, like cooking, facts, all that stuff. That was cool.
My favorite was Spanish for a long time too.
Yeah.
Like I took Spanish from pre-K till senior year. And like I used to have so much fun in Spanish class, like learning about different cultures. What is this country? I used to learn. I was really good. I could tell different dialects. I'm like, oh, you're from Guatemala. Oh, you're from Spain. Like I could hear. I was so obsessed with Spanish.
I was
Spanish, but I like the subject. And I was good at it.
I didn't like my teacher, Mr. Nocella. He racist now, so I'm gonna call him out.
Oh,
But no, I'm not.
I don't care. I just didn't really like him. I didn't like him. He went. I don't think we knew at that time, but nothing was wrong with him then. I don't think that we knew. I just didn't like him.
Hey, you good feeling.
I just did not like him. I couldn't learn from him. I don't know why. So the way he taught didn't make sense for me. So
not all teachers can reach you. So that
I never got a chance to grasp it like I wanted to. But
well, the right teacher, you probably
yeah.
Yeah.
If I could go back, I definitely would. But yeah. Anyway, next enough my sad story. I never learned Spanish. I guess, do y'all have a favorite grade?
yeah, I do. I can say mine for sure was my 10th grade year. Why? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know sophomores are not. It's not really like you're not just starting high school. You're not almost done. So it's just a really random year. But that was the year I really enjoyed. Not necessarily school-wise, but people-wise. That's when I made some like what were my closest friends through high school. That's when I started like really branching out and being a little bit more myself because I moved so much in elementary school and in middle school, and so that was my time to kind of actually stay for a while. So I knew these people and a good group of friends.
Yeah, it definitely. Going through school, like the whole point of it is like finding your identity and developing it. So like, the more you do that, the more enjoyable school is. But in the beginning, school for me wasn't really the best for real, to be honest. Like even grade up to high school, really, it wasn't the best experience for me because people are assholes. But I remember y'all too. But it was.
Thomas, I swear to God, if I see you ever.
Hey man, I'm sorry, bro. I just gotta say, bro. I remember everyone.
He remembered.
Yes. 3 weeks.
Bro, everyone who was good to me and bad to me, thank you. That's all I gotta say. I appreciate it all. Yeah, right here, bro. I remember. If I see you today, I just know I remember.
That was my next question. Like, I was gonna ask, maybe not how you were treated. If you want to go in there, you can. But I guess what was your maybe like high school, and how your what did you consider like your status and your?
Oh, that's a really good question. I mean, going back to the first saying, like my favorite grade would probably be, I feel like senior year really, because that's really, at least it still wasn't where it needed to be, but I was still like the best me I could be at that time versus like the previous grade. It was terrible. I didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? So senior year, that was cool. Graduated, I remember that feeling. It was cool. It was fun. I actually had solidified some friends by then. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the next question.
How would you describe I guess your status? Like, were you still like popular, lame, or not? How did
between, bro?
Like, how did you consider? I guess, or how do you think others perceived you? Or
That's a good question. I perceive myself. Obviously, I'm always gonna perceive myself like in the best way. Like but I was realistic. I knew I wasn't like popular.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I knew I was cool with everybody that was cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that interacted with me knew I was cool. So I'd say like by then, senior year, people knew me relatively. They knew who I was, but it wasn't like they didn't have any opinion of me. Mm-hmm. So it didn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of just like a person everybody knew, but nobody knew.
I got you.
But I had my group though.
Right.
So it was okay.
I guess that kind of changes for mine a little bit. My favorite year, it's not a 9th grade year, because I went to middle school with those people, and that's when I got to high school and I got to know those people. So it was my 9th grade year.
Okay.
My 10th grade year is actually when I started moving more. And so I didn't want to go to this like other specific school that I was zoned to, because my mom had got married and we moved. So that's when I went to, and I lived in Oregon. And like there I knew I had 5 friends. And like I didn't talk to anybody for real. Some of the I had 5 solid friends. I didn't know really anybody. I didn't really talk to anybody. I tried to go to games. I tried to still be that person that I was in Houston, but I wasn't. So then I moved back to Houston, and then my junior year is when I moved here. High school from then I just did not care about, because that's when I had no friends. I didn't talk to anybody. Like when I was at Hoover, most lunches I ate alone in the courtyard, just because I tried to talk to this group of people. I couldn't talk to them. I wasn't I tried to first got in with kind of with the black kids and things like that, but then I wasn't quite black enough for them. I always got made fun of for how I talk. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I don't have any sort of accent whatsoever. And then I would go, I tried to talk to the dance girls, because I was in dance in high school, so I was like, oh, maybe we can connect on that. I got made fun of every day in dance class by those people. And so I was like, you know what? By then I was I'm almost done. I'm just going to withdraw. I'm just going to get my diploma and go out. Y'all will not see me at any high school reunion or nothing. I was just I'm gone.
Introvert mode activated. Just, yeah.
Well, for your other question, I think that, like I said, I never played school. But I think that my favorite grades would probably be middle school. Because I don't know, the atmosphere, we didn't do shit for real. We were all just I think our middle school class kind of had a love-hate relationship for each other. So it would always be shit going down within the class, but we all were kind of a family and just did random ass shit all the time. So that was cool, and it was mainly black people. Mm-hmm. So I guess that was more comfortable. Then when I got to Fultondale, I didn't give a fuck about no one not being in me and my friend Aaliyah, we had both, actually I went to Parkway Christian for 3 days.
Oh wow.
It was that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that school starts or whatever. Mm-hmm. I went there those 3 days, but then I went to Fultondale on Monday. So Aaliyah had got to Fultondale that Monday too, so I was cool with her. And I was kind of always the floater type person, so I wasn't necessarily oh, I just hang out with the cool kids or just hang out with these kids or anything. Cool with everybody for the most part. So
I guess for me, my least favorite year is also my favorite year. Because that was the year I made the most mistakes, but that was also the year I became me. Like you said, I learned from those mistakes and kind of knew what I really wanted to do by that time. So I guess the first half of it was I don't know, but just both. And I guess for me, how I consider myself, like, I'm a pretty nice person, so I talk to everybody, and I was always cool with pretty much everybody in a way, but I wasn't like at the top of popularity, and I didn't want to be because those were like the snobs, you know, and so but I could talk to them, but not hang with them.
Right. We ain't that cool.
Yeah, I had my group of friends that I know we cool. We go out or whatever, but but I was always cool with all the underclassmen and just everybody. And I did a lot in high school, so I just had a chance to. And I don't know. I enjoyed my time in high school, but it's also sucked at the same time. I hated school. Like you said, I hated learning. I don't care. At the end of the day,
I wanted to be there. Like, I just did not care. Like,
well, I'm going here because they drove me here.
Right.
So your school's like mostly black, white, mixed. I know. You went to Homewood. You went to Homewood, so they all white.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, I'm from Portland, Oregon, so there is, I think it's 3% African American. When I was there in my elementary school, it was a pretty okay mix. I went to school with like my cousins and stuff too, so that helped. But then, let's say, 2nd through 5th grade in elementary school, I was the only black kid in the whole school for a while. Then it was like 5. Then it was like 3 of us. Then it was just always varied, but I was like, yeah. And then what happened? When I went back to Houston, or when I went from middle school to high school, it was a pretty good mix actually. And then I went to an all white school. I was 1 of 15 at that high school when I moved back to Portland. And then coming to Hoover, that was a mix, but predominantly all my schools are mostly white.
Mostly white.
I'm with you.
I was in Buffalo. It was like a mix of like a bunch of races and stuff like that. I went to a Christian school up there when I was in elementary school. I went to some other like elementary school and stuff, but I don't even remember. But it was like mixed. But when I came down here, Epic was pretty mixed. WJ Christian was mainly black. It was like a couple of white people. And then Fultondale was mixed. It was like white, blacks, Mexicans, Asian.
Well, I grew up with niggas all my life.
Hey, see, you cannot relate in any form, bro.
I grew up around like all black people, like all the grade school, all schools except UAB.
Oh, that's the most diversity you've experienced.
Yeah.
See, it's the opposite for me because when I started UAB, this is the most black people I've been exposed to.
Really?
If you think about it, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, of course, in high school, like, you know, I found my black friends because, you know, it was like cookies and cream, bro. We was in there,
together,
bro.
yeah.
We had B-Men. Thank God for B-Men, bro.
Oh yeah, that really is what put me in.
Yes,
I was like, wow, there's a lot of black people there.
That was the organization for all the black male students at UAB freshman year.
Black Male Excellence Network.
Yeah, shout out them. That's what we met. That's pretty much that's how we all met. Like, all our choreographers, most of us.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I needed that, like, just dump me into like, you know, just like a program with just like only myself. It really helped shape, like, you know, my view on, you know what I'm saying, black people. And like from that point, because like by then it was just sparingly, you know what I'm saying, because like you're associated with like. It's like basically school was like you're associated with 9 white people and then that 1 black person. You know what I'm saying? It's like the ratio, as far as ratio. So it's just like always 9 to 1. It was always opposite. So the people I found that was cool, but like I said, we was always like more of whatever, not the cool black. So we were like we were like the Misfits, but we knew we were all good people, so it was like cool. You know what I'm saying? Like we knew that we're still above all this other stuff. We even knew then. You know what I'm saying? You could tell like where your mindset at. And I was like, even though they all cool, they got our stuff now, it's like we still got something. They're missing this though. You know what I'm saying? And that held us together. Boy,
yeah.
I've never had that feeling.
Me neither.
I mean, in theater,
Black girl, that was me.
In theater, like in college, yeah.
Yeah.
But even still.
Yeah,
I
it's set
found
the
the
UAD, of
ninjas.
course. Yeah.
So
We
This coalition of the theater niggas, like the white teachers would literally be like, "Oh, hey, look, Amina's a new classmate. Show her around." I'm like, "Yeah, they're all black. Come on."
yeah, like I had the experience in band because I was in UAB marching band. That
Oh yeah.
shit is weird. Yeah, and that was just mostly white, and
I know some white kids from my school who was in
Yeah. I guess my summer camp when I was a kid growing up, it was mostly white. But other than that, growing up in school, bro, I was just. All right, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. So I'm gonna take you back to the show. So, what is your favorite show, like of all time? But try to choose a non-child cartoon. It can be
real life.
an adult cartoon like Family Guy or Simpsons, but try to choose a real show. Sitcom,
So doesn't
comedy.
be okay. So yeah,
Whatever.
cartoon or not.
No.
You choose two, bro. Hey.
One.
All time.
Too many good shows.
So you got to think a little bit.
Okay, like
Do you feel like message wise or just like
Just-
enjoyment?
it's just growing up too.
Yeah, it's just your favorite show. Like, bro, I know I've seen this show every episode this many times, or I just love it.
Just growing up though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, just whatever show you can think of now.
I can't do
I
weird.
mean, I would say okay. I'm giving two. I don't care.
She said, "We'll set your rules, John."
The rules.
I would say if it's like on that basis, it would be like the Cosby Show in a different world.
Okay.
Okay. Slash. Yeah, concept slash.
They go together.
Which they go together, so that's a pass.
Ah.
I get a pass for that.
That's good. That's real good.
Because like it gave you a new sense of just like living black, like in a family aspect, and then like in a college aspect. It was just kind of like, I mean, it was funny. It was well written. It was relatable. I don't know. It was just a really good show.
Mhm.
And a part of me, like, you
I love
know,
that show.
a part of me hates that, like, you know, I didn't watch that really consistently. Because, you know what I'm saying? That could have taught me, you know, black culture a little earlier. If you, because, like, even just watching shows exposes it to you, exposes you to it. So, if I watched that, I could have had a different perspective earlier. Man, bro, I missed out, man.
I mean, I was exposed to it. Like my mom and sister watch all that stuff, but I never sat down and watched and like understood like the cultural things that were happening. So I was,
Yeah.
I was
in the
changing the
same
channel.
boat.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie,
I love cartoons though, so if it was like a reality show, I never wanted to watch a reality show. I always wanted to watch cartoons. So it wasn't like, oh, it's a black show or anything. I was like, cartoons. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
So,
bro. I mean, yeah.
what y'all shows?
uh,
I thought Oregon was gonna get into it.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
I'm still.
Y'all need me to go?
No, it's still got to be. I got to choose Fresh Prince. I guess I'm just
Okay.
gonna choose one. I mean, so many.
Look, if I chose.
I mean, yeah, I got to choose Fresh Prince, and you know, just like like I said, that taught me a lot of black culture as well. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have added other shows too, but I really did focus on that show a lot. Like, so I learned a lot of that from the black culture. With like Will Smith, his whole character was just like amazing, you know, super dope.
See, I want to
I
add
wanna be
some
like-
mine to it.
See, that's mine.
But for
Right.
a reason,
I wanna be
because
like
for
her,
the
man.
same as Cosby Show, like Bill Cosby and Will both from Philly, so it was kind of like a sense of home to me.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Like,
real,
it was
man.
like Philly
Yeah.
men, like they look like they kind of
Authentic
like
Philly men.
like all my cousins and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
Fresh
picking
Prince
up
was just as you know, I know every single episode
You
in
do.
order.
You
I know all
do.
the lines, bro. I watched that. I don't know how old I was when I started watching that. I was young.
So good.
My brothers put me onto it, bro. It's just, it's such a good show.
It's just no flaws, bro. It's just,
It's so
well, there's a
perfect.
couple. I mean, like,
Well, I guess the Aunt Vivian Cheney.
I mean, yeah, preferably. We like.
Person with dark skin up there was the best idea, bro. Like,
I don't like. I don't want to.
I know, right?
I don't like calling it a debate, but you know, yes,
Yeah.
it was clearly better.
Yeah.
What's some other shows though?
Time.
What would you had a hard time thinking of when you were trying to think of?
I
You
mean,
were trying to choose one.
cause I mean, I watch a lot of TV.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
legit raised myself off of TV. Like lessons that
yeah.
people learned in like TV shows and shit. I was like, okay, I ain't gonna be a dumbass and do that.
Stuff that people wouldn't teach me in real life.
Because this
Yeah.
happens in like every show. It's an episode for We Sneak Out or like, you know, shit like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of like when we were growing up, because I like watched a lot of like black sitcoms. There was a lot on at our time. So
Martin.
I watched like Martin, right?
Family
Living
Matters.
Single,
Living Single.
like In the House,
Girlfriend.
Girlfriends.
My Wife and Kids.
My Wife and
One-on-ones.
Yes.
Half and half. All that.
All of us.
The Parkers.
all
The Parkers.
Yeah.
Family Matters.
All of us.
Yeah.
Everything.
All
Family
that
Matters.
shows.
Right.
Family Matters. Yeah.
Moesha was another one. Damn. For
Yeah.
real. The Diary Music.
Hang up, Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Oh,
Did y'all ever watch the PJs?
Yes.
PJs,
I watched that. I remember that.
The crazy thing is, I used to like that as a kid, and then I tried to watch that as an adult.
Cannot watch it as an
I hate
adult.
it now.
I never watched it as an adult.
I wouldn't even know
I
what
didn't.
to
I was
think
like,
now,
this
so
is.
I need to watch it
I hate
again.
it. It's not
It's not
funny.
funny.
Oh, yeah.
But I was
It's so strange.
I was like, I'm so disappointed.
Stuff that was entertaining back then, if you watch that, you're going to be like,
Have you
What
watched the
was-
Boondocks recently?
I need
It's
to.
way
It's
better.
way
better.
Yes.
I watched it
older,
recently,
so
but not
good.
like.
I always rewatch the first season if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I can't wait to
I need to rewatch it. Yeah.
That was well written.
And I gotta throw in. We gotta throw in The Office.
Oh,
Heck
yeah.
yeah. Switching gears, but yes.
Switching gears on this
Right,
shit.
yeah.
The Office is an underrated show.
Well, I'm gonna
Phenomenal,
say Degrassi too.
I was gonna say Degrassi, bro. And that's a show that taught you
Everything.
everything. I thought high school was gonna be just like
Horrible.
that. And what we said on the last episode,
What?
it was just like that.
Oh
remember?
yeah.
We said that on the other
Right.
episode.
It was.
High school was.
Y'all got a glimpse of what it's going to be, yeah.
Yeah, there was pregnancies.
It's
There
crazy.
was
Diseases and-
I should have paid more
a lot
attention.
going
I
on.
didn't watch Degrassi. Did y'all watch? Oh, it was Nick's version of like Degrassi with Britney Spears' little sister.
Oh, I did not watch that one-on-one.
So I did.
So
I
you wanna watch
that was
Dallas?
my.
Wait, that's what that was.
That's what that was based on?
It's kind of like that.
Oh.
Like they're in
Boy, I
either
had no
college or like
idea.
a boarding school. I haven't watched it in
Boarding
so
school,
long,
yeah.
but yeah, they were like high school age, and they had all the drama. But it was more like hyperbolized and more like comedy-ish than
Yeah.
Degrassi. But that was my high school blah 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 experience.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Degrassi like
Degrassi
that.
was everything.
Yeah.
Shout out Will.
I started listening to
Shout out
Drake.
with it. Jimmy a week.
For real, I started listening to Drake, and then I was like, okay, he got shows. And that's how I did it back then.
Yeah.
See,
So it was
Okay.
impossible to like, I was like, man, then his music was
I'm
terrible.
not on that show,
no,
bro.
like I watched the show or whatever, and then when him and Trey Songz had first got that song "Replacement Girl," because
Replacement Girl,
actually he
yeah,
was
classic.
in a group with like Melanie Fiona and some shit. Like I never knew
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But like I saw that, cause like there was one episode he was rapping or whatever at the
Rapping.
talent show, and I was
Tell
like,
me
"What you doing?"
I'll never forget the song. The song the girl was singing, white girl was singing on that. It was fire. That song was so fire.
Wait.
And he was spitting, bro. I was like, bro. I was like, wait, he rap? He
Is he
rap?
acting? Is he rapping?
Yeah, they used to
Yeah.
show this like music video for Replacement Girl afterwards. I was like, okay, hold on, Aubrey.
Yeah, he was. Drake been hot since the
That's when you
beginning.
knew. He's just like, oh, he's talented, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man talented.
All right.
Yeah.
Another question. I got two more.
Bet.
Almost done. All right. How do you think your mindset has changed from a kid? Like, what were
Well, I
some
gotta think a
things
lot of
that-
factors for that.
What were some
but-
things you thought that were maybe like important as a kid that you realize
Oh my
aren't now,
gosh.
or maybe the way you thought the world was as a kid, maybe what you think now?
This is a great question. Like I think about it all the time. Cause like my sister's 13, so I really get flashbacks to how I used to think back then. Cause what's important to a middle schooler is completely
Yeah,
left from like
it's
what's
interesting
going
you
on.
got that perspective.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It actually has been rewarding. If she watches this, she says she does. She
Shout out to baby sister.
Shout out Flo, bro.
Flo.
You know, stay Flo. But yeah, she train of thought. Okay. Well,
Mindset.
Yeah, her mindset
As a kid.
as a kid.
yeah, you know, hanging at right now. What's important is like like being like having friends groups and like hanging out with them,
Mhm.
and that's it. But that's like above everything else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just like showing them it's not the end of the world if you can't hang out all the time. You know what I'm saying? There's more important stuff. But I know that's your mindset then. But how I, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, like how I felt about people and what they thought about me, what I cared about, that was important then. Now, as I'm older now, I don't care about what people think about me, you know what I'm saying? I know who I am, I've reached a part where I'm confident and I know who I am as a person and who God has made me as a person. So I'm only worried about my relationship with God and, the closest people around me. Of course, what they think about me is important, but that's it. Now I'm not dependent on everybody's opinion like I used to be. So that's the biggest takeaway for me.
Big one for me, I guess, is my perception of family has changed a lot recently. you know, when like you're little, you think like your parents are like these perfect beings and like they don't mess up, all their thought, like, you know, or like you didn't think about like family drama, stuff like that. So like now that like for me, I've kind of like changed my relationship like with my parents completely. Like I try not to see them just as my parents, but as like people and like my friends, and that's like made me a lot closer with my parents. Or like just realizing like if there is family, like I didn't realize that there was family drama, but every family's gonna have drama. And like knowing that it's like it's weird to see now like that they are people and they have like, I don't know, they make bad decisions, they have mistakes, and it's weird to see like your aunts, your cousins, your grandparents, whatever, like in that light. That's a big one for me.
So I grew up religious, or like not, I mean, yeah, but I like grew up in a religious household and environment. So I was always at church and stuff like that. So I think going along with what you were saying about like what other people think, that like used to work my mindset about stuff, because stuff that I would like do naturally, or like, I mean, like I'm bisexual, so the first like person I ever kissed was a girl, so like that in the mindset of like church and everything is just like you're a bad person, like et cetera, et cetera. So it's just like, you know, once I broke those mental chains of trying to be religiously correct or whatever, it was just like then I was able to really like understand the world for what it was.
Who you are,
Yeah. I guess I can bite off all of it. I really like just learn, like you said, like what's important. Really, family, friends, you know, people who've been there for you since day one, and you know, who support you, and you know, love, and those are the things that's important in life, and trying to please people and trying to think, you know, care about what others think is really not, you know, or wanting like all the fame or the money and all this, that, you know, stupid dreams you chase, and what the media tries to portray as successful is really not. It's not success, and you kind of learn that as you get older. And my last question is, I guess, what have you learned the most about life, and what do you think the key to life is?
Oh man.
She ran these by us like a week ago.
He said, "What is the meaning of life?"
Can you ask it again?
What have you learned the most about life, and what do you think the key to life is?
Yeah, you said you was gonna make us think, man. This is a good one. This is a good one.
I've been meditating.
Oh yeah, you were locked in with shit. Your zen is good, bro.
Right. Who's really thinking over here? No. I guess.
Meditating.
Yeah, I think the key is doing what's like gonna make you happy in the end is so important. Like, I mean, I guess like in life choices, like don't go to, for me personally, I didn't go to college because I was like, I knew that was what mom and dad and whatever probably wanted me, but like doing hair is what made me happy. Or like, even like when it comes to like setting boundaries in relationships, like you have to set this boundary because it's gonna make you happy, or do this when it makes you happy. Like that is like the key to life. If you're helping people, that'll make you happy. Exercise because it makes you happy. Like whatever. I think that's a really big key to life.
That's good. I mean, yes, the key to life, definitely one of them for me is to serve. You know what I'm saying? You're always supposed to be like a servant to others, open to helping someone else. Like, you should always be willing to accept that opportunity at all times as you go through life. You know what I'm saying? And that's like something I definitely try to, you know, make sure it's like one of my priorities when I'm out here. And you know, just having an open, generous heart. I think if you put good into the world, good will come back towards you. You know, God blesses those who bless others. You know, those who refresh people will be refreshed themselves. You know, it's directly correlated to, you know, the Bible tells us how to live. So that's how I think just being a good person for people, no matter how they treat you, you know, is like will take you where you need to go, and staying true to yourself in the meantime. Because, you know, don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie to yourself. You know, like she said, happiness is the most important thing as well. So So, hand in hand.
I think the key to life is community.
Mm.
We're not here alone, so we should never act as such. And like when we do things like that, people are, being selfish and everything, and that's why we have global warming and all the bad shit that like goes on because people don't think about
Others.
like generations after
Right.
or the people who are around you now. Like if we had more of a sense of community in life, then you could do no wrong. You could always do what's happy. Like you can always do you can always serve other people because that's what we are here to do. So
Okay.
Wow.
Nothing leads you from being depressed and alone, just going out and find people who are like you.
Yeah.
Go find people.
right.
Definitely. I think for me, I kind of got two. Mine is like, as we talked about before in the show, is empathy and communication. I think, once you care about other people, well, first of all, for empathy, like you have to love yourself because you always have to think, how would I feel if I was going through this? If you put yourself in other shoes, once you realize that I wouldn't like this, if this one communicated to me very well, or I wouldn't like this if they kept this from me as a secret, or I wouldn't like this if I was treated this way, you wouldn't treat other people that way, and it allows you to care about other people. So you always think about people. It's just that's the really caring, and that's love, that's caring, that's the key to life, and that allows you. And I think also communication. If we all just talk to each other, or if we all just sat down and had a conversation and just understand each other, so much could get solved, and so much can be resolved. We can end a lot of stuff, but we're not. And it's getting worse as we're texting and with these phones, and this social media is allowing us not to communicate. And it's, I don't know, so I feel like empathy, caring about others, think about yourself first, putting yourself in other shoes, and communication is my key to life. Any last thoughts? I'm about to wrap it in now. Wrap it up. All right, see how I think how this makes sense. So my goal of this episode, it wasn't really, it was a purpose for it, but I kind of just want to ask random questions, and I kind of wanted to get the audience. I had a bunch of objectives. I kind of wanted to get the audience, number one, a feel of who we are, us three, the hosts, and who you have talking to you or trying to deliver these messages. And we're not just, I feel like we're all caring people, and we actually try to actually send a positive message. This is not like a bashing show. Right. Anything like that.
Right. So actually, we don't hate white people.
Yeah, we actually freaking care, and we're trying to communicate some things, and we're trying to have some uncomfortable conversations that need to be had in order for change. Number two, I wanted to show that how we all grew up different. We're four different black people with different backgrounds. Y'all kind of grew up kind of similar to me and her, but we all watched the same shows. We all kind of had the same interests and things like that, and we all kind of not really doing what we were doing in school for our careers and stuff like that. And I kind of just want to show how we can. Black people we're all different, but we all we have this mindset as children and what we thought was important, things like that. As you grow older, you realize that love and community, everything y'all said is what's important, and how I feel like we all go through that as humans. We're all the same. We all understand that, and I think it's just time for us to just kind of realize how similar we are, and we all get it, but specifically black people, it's time for us to come together and stop judging each other. We're all different. We all had different backgrounds, but we all come to the same conclusion. This is what life is about, love. And it's just, I don't know. That's what I was trying to do. That's why I had to do the shows kind of relating to your childhood and as you grow older. That was my objective. And I hope it worked out. I hope it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I never thought I would have like a close knit group of like real Black friends for a while because I grew up in that. So it's cool. Like it's nice to see this. Like I guess for someone like me. So yeah. I get it.
We're actually all more alike than we even realize. You know,
Yeah.
so it's crazy.
Yeah.
You can actually take the time to get to know somebody. That's the whole point of everything. Just take the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like part of community, like noticing that there is not Black enough or too Black or any of that.
Right.
Like, Black is just like any other races, like we're all people, so we all experience some of the same things, and then we like don't experience some of the same things, so.
Well, I think we had a good conversation. Everybody gave some really deep, insightful thoughts, so appreciate y'all.
Great topic.
Thank you again, Ms. Jhane Shephard-Howard,
Thank you for having me.
for coming in.
It's a mouthful, I know.
Make sure y'all follow her again at
Plain.
that's the
Plain underscore Jhane.
There we go.
Jhane.
There we go.
Hey,
Follow her.
Right.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time.